So I'm hoping you can see the screen now that's got MozaBook loaded up. So all I've done at this point is when you load up MozaBook for the first time, it'll ask you for your login details. So you just put your account in there, and then it'll ask you for a local user. So you've got your your login details, and then you've got local users for the computer that you're on. It's pretty much the same as if you're going anywhere around your school and logging on to different computers. You might be working in a year 6 area, you might be working in year 1, you might be in a computer suite somewhere. It's the same kind of thing, so that multiple users can work on the same computer and load up their information through MozaBook. So I'm in now, I've logged in, and this is the opening screen. I've got a few different options. So any recent exercise books, that's what they're kind of called, in case you're kind of thinking of if you've used things like Active Inspire, using Flipchart, if you use PowerPoint or PDFs, MozaBook calls them exercise books. And so I can see any exercise books that I've created here. I've got a couple of options. I can either open the last publication that I had, I can create a brand new one, or I can open the last state that I was in. So I'll create a new exercise book to begin with. And when I click that, I'm met with these options. So I can just start with a blank page, or I can have some different backgrounds, and I can change the colors, but I can do all of that on the fly anyway. Okay, so I'm going to press that, and then I end up with this screen, which is the sort of the nuts and bolts of the software. Okay, and you'll recognize this from any other interactive whiteboard software that you've got. You can change the view as well. I've got the kind of the advanced view down at the bottom, which has got all of the tools on there. You can have a much simpler view in the settings as well. If you go into the settings down here, you can change sort of the appearance of it and the amount that you see. If you feel that that's too busy and you're not using everything, you can change that. A couple of the basic tools that you can use, that you might want to use, and I use this on a daily basis. You've got your normal sort of pencil case over here, and you can swap this from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. You can see there's a little button down in the corner there in each corner, so you can swap it so that if you're working on one side of the board, you can swap it over. You just click on the pencil that you want, and then you can draw as you would expect. You can change the color by clicking on the color and changing it there. You can also change the style of the line. So if you wanted kind of dots for whatever reason, you can zoom them round. We've got various rubbers, we've got highlighters, we've got fill, color fill, we've got splashes. We've also got different types of pens as well. So we've got things like got a calligraphic pen if you wanted to kind of look a bit neater. We've got this kind of pen, like a little line pen. We've got a pen that will fade after a few seconds as well. So if you want to just kind of highlight something and then leave it, and you can see there it's now just faded. You've got your various highlighters as well. We then start getting into some of the more advanced features that you might not see in other software. So here I've got the shape pen. So I can just draw out a shape like this. I can change the shape by clicking here. And I can change the shape to whatever I want it to be. I've also got 3D shapes as well. If I click on the 3D part of it, I can then start putting these in, and I can start moving those around as well. If I right click on them, I can also do a wireframe view. So I can look through them, which is always handy when you're talking about 3D shapes. I've got things like handwriting recognition. So it's a bit difficult because I'm not doing this on the board, I'm doing this with my mouse. But if I wrote something like this, hi, give it a second or two, and then it can recognize it, and I can change the font of what I actually want it to kind of look like. I've also got shape recognition. So if I want to just draw a shape, it will do that. Obviously, you've got to be fairly accurate. If I draw something a bit strange, then it won't do it. You know, if I do something like that, it's not going to recognize it. So long as you're doing it somewhere near, then it will actually recognize it. And then I've got, I'm just going to get rid of all of those things there. We've then got things like these, where we can draw around them. We can set the width by holding different parts of it. We can swap it around. So if I use the pencil part of it, I can draw all around like this, and I can extend the width of it like that, and I can change the color as well. I've got ruler tools, which I can drag around, and I can draw on the top of them as well. If I'm measuring, I can extend it to make it longer. I can change the angle. I can either grab the edge of it to change the angle, or I can set an angle just down here, and I can say if I want it to be really accurate, 74 degrees, and there we go, and I can measure it like that. I just double tap and it flies off. Double tap these tools and they fly off, and I've got the same with these as well. And those are your basic kind of tools just for kind of creating things. If I want to add some text, I literally just double click anywhere and I can start typing, and that's the font that I've got on at the minute. What I love about MozaBook as well, though, is it comes with the dyslexic font built into it as well. So dyslexic font is becoming really, really popular just to help those children who struggle with certain types of different types of fonts. So it comes built into it, so you can just change it on the fly, and then you can just click off. A really handy hint is clicking over on the sides here will give you back the selection tool. If I click again over here, it puts me straight onto the pen tool. If I click off, I've now got the arrow tool. If I click on really quickly, I'll get to the drawing tool. So if you want to kind of go backwards and forwards, you can do. It's really, really simple, really, really easy. Now, what I want to show you next is kind of a demo lesson that I've kind of created. So I can just go to exercise books here. These are ones I've kind of created. And I've got this lesson here just to kind of show you what it might look like when you're putting things together. So I've done this as kind of around Roman entertainment, and I've created my different slides, my different pages for them, and I can use the toolbar here, and you can move and drag and drop all of these things around as well. So if it's not in the right place, you can just drag it around. And I've got the two different types of arrows here. I've got the big arrow, which is for changing the page, and you'll see in a moment. I then get a smaller arrow, which is for animation. So you can use things like PowerPoint. One of the things I struggle with sometimes on some other software is that I can't hide what I'm doing. I have to draw sort of boxes over the top of it or have it all on separate pages. This can work exactly like PowerPoint in that you can animate things to come in and out, so you can hide them. So what I've done here is I've embedded a video. It's really easy to do. You just go into the attach, and you can do a web link or an online video, or you can drag and drop your own videos in with the media library here. So you can go to videos, and you can drag and drop those in if you want to. You can find things. You can search through your computer to go through them. You can go onto the internet and search that way. You can search through MozaWeb and their content. So all the content you can find online through your account on mozaweb.com is available here as well, or you can put stuff in from your own account. So here, if I've got this video of a Viking battle, I could literally just drag that in, and then it would process it. I'm not going to do that now because it will take the time, but then it would drop it into this little frame, and then I've got it here. I don't have to faff about going through YouTube and loading up loads of different bits of software. It's just here, and then I can click on it, and then it'll start to play. I can then start embedding some of the tools and the games that I've got. So I'll go through some of the tools and the games in a moment, but I can create these little icons where I can just have them here. And once I've kind of created them in the state that I want them in, it'll just load them up into this state. So when we're talking about the Romans, I've now highlighted Rome, and this is the state that I've got it in. If I want to kind of draw over the top and go, oh, there's Rome, and kind of put something, you know, here and go, oh, Colosseum there. If I then save this, oops, I'm clicking on random things there. If I then save this, if I go to the pin icon and save it, the next time I load that up, because that's the last state that it was in, it should then load up with those details. So there, look, you can see I drew the circle and I've got Colosseum onto it. So I can kind of create all of this beforehand if I want to. If I go to the next slide, you can now see I've now got another little bar here which shows me my animations. So I can hide things and I can edit things in so that children aren't seeing everything. But I can embed the 3D scenes. So the 3D scenes that Luke was talking about, I can drop those in, so I'm not having to load up different websites. And then I just click on this and it would load up the 3D scene. I won't do it now just because we're streaming and the amount of internet that it takes, you know, it's going to slow everything down a little bit. But I'll just click on it. You can see the icons changed into a little hand, and it would start loading up. I can also include things like a gallery as well. So if I wanted different pictures that I've curated, I've chosen these pictures to go in. You can find them from Mosaics. library things, or you can choose your own images from online as well. I've then got different slides with more animations, and it's really easy to add the animations. You just put the text in that you want in, you right click on it, you go to edit animation, and it works pretty much the same as PowerPoint. So you would click on the thing that you want, tell it what you want, either to come in, out, or to shake it all about, or to have some sort of emphasis on it. So here, if I delete these, just so that you can kind of see how that works, then I would click on it and go edit in. So now I can see the options that I've got, the speed of it, if I want it to go in fast, and then how I want it to click. So if you're used to PowerPoint and doing those, this is exactly the same. Do I want to click on the page? Do I want to click on the little button down here? Do I want it to come after the previous thing or with the previous thing? So if I just do click on the page, and then I do the same with this, I'm going to highlight all of these because I've got some like little pictures and things in the background. So then I can click on these, edit them in, and it will come in. Then once I close the animation pane, it resets, and there they are, coming in and out. So it works really, really well. And if you're comfortable with PowerPoint, then this will be absolutely no problem. You can see that I'm now able to work through these at the speed that I want without the children having to see everything. One of the other features as well is that in something like the gladiator scene here, so if I just go back a second, back to the gladiators here, if I load this 3D scene up, there are certain elements within some of the 3D scenes that you can just drag and drop onto the actual exercise book itself. Now, you can't do this for every 3D scene. It's largely if there's kind of individual items. So in this particular 3D scene, where I've got individual gladiators, I'm able to then drag and drop them onto my exercise book without having to load the actual 3D scene itself. So what I can do at this point is when I'm just on one of the 3D elements, you'll see this little symbol up here with the book. If I click on this, it kind of gets rid of the background, and then I can drag that onto here, and it puts it now into my 3D scene. It puts me into the exercise book, which means that I don't have to load this up. I can now just kind of interact with it here, which is what I did on the next slide here. So I've got all 4 of them. So I can load the 3D scene if I want to, or I can just sort of talk about them here and show the children the different elements without having to keep loading it up. I can have other things on at the same time as well. So now you can start to see how putting all of these elements together can work for a lesson, and that I'm staying within MozaBook. I don't have to go outside of the ecosystem. You know what it's like when you go, right, well, I need the PowerPoint for this, and now I need the website, now I need YouTube, and now I need this, that, and the other. I can do it all within this. And then finally, for this kind of particular demo lesson, I can include things like the board games. So when it comes to the end of the lesson, I want to recap on how much the children have actually taken in. I've created this board game with my own questions down at the bottom. Here, you can see I've got 80 different questions. You don't have to have that many. You can have as many or as little as you want, with different types of questions as well. We've got multiple choice. We've got a typing question. We've got true or false. We've got a kind of a speaking, tell me the answer. And then we've got some picture questions as well. And what you can do is once you've created that bank, you can change the type of board game that you actually play on the fly as well. So long as I've got this one highlighted here, you can see I can choose the different ones. You can see the red arrow pointing to it. So if I edit the worksheet there, that's the one that I've created. I can choose the type of game, and then we can play the game. And I would split the children. I normally split the children either like boys versus girls, or this side versus that side, rows versus rows, whatever it is, however you want to do it. And we do it that way, and then we can start playing the game. And it will load up the questions that I've set them. So the blue team go first, and then for 450 points, the western side of the Roman Empire fell first. True or false? Oh, it was true. Ooh. So then the red team have a go, and they get to do it. And with this game, you can either press the arrows, or the children can actually spin it with the fingers as well. Which famous British woman fought against the Romans? Boudica. That point, hooray, they get the question right, they get the points. And I can change that. So if I go, oh, we've played that one, we don't want to do that one, I want the same questions, but I want to do it with a different game, I can press the Volt, and now I've got the same questions, but in a different game. So now when I start the game, I've got the same questions. Oh, I found the joke at that time. Don't even have time to go, oh my goodness, wow, that never happens. It has that time. Where might poor Rome's go to eat their meals up? They might go to cook shop, and then we look inside to see what it is. So you don't have to spend and duplicate loads and loads of quizzes. You can keep the same quiz and then just change the game if you want to, which is really, really handy. Now, if you want to do some other things with it, if you want to add some of the other elements into it, if I click on the tools icon down here, this is where you can see all of the tools that are available on the Mosaic website, on the MozaWeb website, but they're baked in, they're already included into MozaBook. And I'm not quite sure, Alex, you might be able to clarify with this, but at one point there were more tools on MozaBook than there were on MozaWeb because they used to use the old Flash system, and when that became sort of outdated and things, they had to update them. But I know they've been working hard on Mosaic, been working hard to bring all of those tools and games up into sort of the correct sort of format so they can be used on the website. But if you're using MozaBook, then you don't have to rely on the online content of it. So we can see here we've got loads of different tools that we can use. We've got things like the test editor. Now, Mosaic call it the test. You can use this just as an activity kind of thing. So you can just do multiple choice. You choose the kind of the layout that you want for it. So say I might want a picture-based one, and I kind of say, right, well, you know, which of these are animals? And then I can add in my image here, so I can put that onto there and go, right, is that an animal? This was a project that we did years and years and years ago. I could do sort of search through the internet here, and I can search dog, and it'll bring up a bunch of images of them. So we kind of replace that one if we want to, get rid of that, and just go, right, drag and drop that onto there. And, you know, we can do that. The questions don't particularly make sense at the minute, but if we change that and go, what type of dog is this? And then I can write in my answers here, it's a beagle. Oop. Beagle, and then I mark that as the correct answer. I can put here, is it what? Spaniel? Oh, keep pressing. Spaniel, or is it a husky? And then I can change the amount of questions and the amount of answers as well down at the top here. And then once I've done that, I can save. And this is the same process for a lot of the tools. So I'll show you it now. If I press save, it will save the state of it, and then it kind of goes into test mode, where I then go, and you'll see it mixes the answers up as well. So it's not the same every time. So, right, what type of dog is this? Oh, it's a beagle. And then we can press the tick button. Hooray, we got 1 out of 1. I can then add to that as well. So I can press the add button. And what it means is I can create a bank of these exercises. So say I want that as one exercise, that's great. I then might want a true or false exercise, where I want something like this. And then, you know, the Romans invaded Britain in 793 AD. And then we would do true, false, and get rid of that. And then I can mark that as the correct answer. Once I'm happy with it, I press save. Oh, there we go. So there we go. So that's now added. You can see I've now got 2 activities on this. I mean, I don't know what lesson I'm teaching here that talks about dogs and then Romans invading this, but hey ho. You can see that how easy it is to build this bank of activities up. And then if I want to insert that into my exercise book, I just go to the pin and I insert it with either a small icon, a large icon, an image, or I can actually make this interactive as well. If I press interactive, it then puts it, if I clear some of this, as an actual activity on the page, so that I can just interact with it here and now, so that I don't have to load up the activity. I can just interact with it here. I can just do this, tick it, and obviously make it size, right click on it to select it, and then drag it out to make it the size that I want. And it's the same with any of the tools that you want to kind of create. If I want something to do with the money tool, say I'm doing something with the maths, and I want this in the state that it's in now, then I can just insert that as, say, like a large icon and drag it over here, click on it, and there it is in the state that I had it in, and it remembers them, which is fantastic. You've got other things that you might want to do, which are really customizable, things like cards, where you can select the type of cards that you want to do. So these ones are various picture cards to do with fruits and vegetables. You can create your own cards as well. So I can click on this one, and then I can create the type of card that I want. So it might be to do with a picture, or it might be to do with vocabulary. I can create those and have them flip over, which is fantastic. Different word cards, so you can look at, so if I click on these, comments, what I can do is I can break that down into its syllables. I can see the type, the classification. I can see what it looks like in a sentence as well. And what I can do is, if I click on these, I can select the type of word that I want, the word classifications, and to include them or not. We've got different clocks. So we've got the toy clock here. So if you're doing anything with sort of key stage 1 and you're looking at using these clocks, you can move the hands around and say, right, copy this, make it how you want. We've got lots of musical tools as well. I tend to use the music gallery a lot, which is chock full of different composers and different types of music. So I can select those, and then I can just press the play button and it'll play the music for them. I can get information about the piece. So say I want this particular piece here, and I'll go, right, I found that, I want that in my lesson. I just go to insert, large icon, small icon, and there it is. And then when I click on it, it loads it up. So it's there. So I don't have to do this every single time. I can create my lessons. Musical instruments is great as well for things like starters, going, all right, what kind of sound do you think that this instrument would make? What kind of sound would this make? What kind of sound would this make? And you can play the sound. At the bottom, you can increase the volume. You can look at it on a bigger scale as well. What you can also do is you can create tasks based on these as well, clicking on this button. So you can choose the type of worksheets that you want. So you can say, all right, match the instruments to their names. You can set timers and all sorts of things. There's so much that you can do with it. Things like countries. On this one, it gives you like an overview of each country. So here we've got USA. If I click on this button down here, I can see it on a world map that I can kind of interact with. To see it, it tells me the estimated population, capitals, all that kind of stuff. Gives me fact files about them, which is great for making sure that the children all have the same information. If you're ever doing any research around countries and things, it can be really annoying when one website has all the information about one country, but then it doesn't have the same information. You know that all of these have the same information. So what you can do is just use the snipping tool. If you want to, on Windows, snip it, stick it on a Word document, print it off, and then you know the children are all going to have the same information about these different countries. Things like the mini map as well. You've already seen that in action earlier on when I was showing the Romans. You can choose the type of area that you want. If you just want to do, say, about Europe, you can select the type of maps. If you just want the political kind of map, this looks very busy, but you can select or deselect all of these things and add them in as and when you want. You can say, I don't want these bits on, I want those bits on. It's entirely and utterly up to you. And whatever state you have it in, if I saved this and inserted it, that's what it would bring up. So say I wanted to highlight Germany over here, and I wanted to measure the distance, then I can do that. So I can drag this over here and say the distance from this part of France to Germany is there. I can also change that as well from kilometers to miles. So if you prefer to use miles, you can do that as well. You can add in your little captions here, so you can do whatever you want there. You've also got your various little symbols for things. So if you want to do weather reports, you can do that. Absolutely fantastic. I could save that and load it up if I wanted to. I'm not going to go through each of the tools because there's tons and tons and tons of them, but there are lots and lots of different things that you can choose. Some of them are pre-made, some of them are customizable, like you've seen. What I would suggest is taking a look through and spend some time taking a look through, getting used to and familiarizing yourself with what kind of tools are available. There's lots and lots of quizzes that you can use as well, things like money quizzes. So you can look through these and go and choose sort of the level that you want, you know, how much money is being spent on each side. You can calculate those. You can change the amount of people that are doing this. You can change the level of it. There's all sorts of things you can do. What you can also do as well is you can change the type of money as well. So that's fantastic. And you can change the language as well. If I go to on the 3D scenes, it's more on the 3D scenes that you can do this. If you go to one of the 3D scenes here, if I go to a domestic dog, for example, what I can do is I can start changing the language of it on the fly. So if you've got children in your class that speak multiple different languages or natively, don't speak English, then you can actually change that. So I can go to the settings tab here, and I can change the language to something different here. So that's a great way of engaging all the children in your classroom all at once. And I've also got various games that we can play as well. Luke, do you want me to talk a little bit about importing things?
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. So comprehensive. It's amazing, isn't it? Like, there's just so much to it. Just a quick question I have. I know there'll be a number of teachers who are using this for the first time. So we know, you and I are both teachers. I have a load of PowerPoints and I'd like to be able to keep those PowerPoints because I've been using them for a number of years. I've now got this MozaBook software. Our school have got all this amazing 3Ds, but I want to start kind of upgrading those PowerPoints onto MozaBook. So how would I do that, Glenn? How would I upload an existing PowerPoint into MozaBook and adapt it using the power of this software?
Yeah, so it's really easy to do because it does automatically bring them in. So when you're on your exercise book here, this is just one way of doing it. There are other ways of doing it. If you click on the sort of the hamburger menu up at the top there, click on File, you can then do Import, and then you can choose to import all these different things to bring directly into it. So if I want to import a PDF, what I can do, if I get rid of that, if I'm just trying to find one now just to bring it in a little bit quicker and a little bit easier. Just give me a second to find something that we were using earlier on.
Okay, I put you on the spot there. Sorry
That's
about.
quite all right. I don't mind being put on the spot. Hang on. Right. So if I bring this one in, okay, I've just got this loaded up on another monitor, okay, on the side. I'm just literally dragging and dropping this in. But I was literally using this afternoon, like 2 hours ago. That's what we were doing. It's just brought the whole PowerPoint in.
Brilliant.
And it remembers the
Wow.
animations as well. What I can do though, because it's brought them all in at once, is I could edit the animation and sort of and change that a little bit. So it just brings them all in and it's just there. So I can tweak and tailor it. I don't have to do anything. But then what this allows me to do is add more content to it. Is add the content from MozaBook into it. So if I wanted to say like the 3D scenes from it, I wanted to do about the Romans. We're doing about the Romans, and I wanted to add the 3D scene about a Roman house. I can then just go to 3D here. I can search for Roman if I go onto MozaBook here, and then I can search for that, and then I could find where is it? Domus. It doesn't really matter. I'll just drop this one.
Down the bottom. Okay, that's right.
Just drop that one in for now. And obviously, I'll just make that smaller. And there we go. I've now got that in on my PowerPoint. So it's all just there. Now, obviously, you can write on PowerPoint if you want to, but the tools that you've got are very, very limited. So this just opens up the whole of the MozaBook ecosystem as well. And it's exactly the same for things like PDFs as well. So it's notoriously difficult to write on a PDF. Right, and we've all been there where you have to snip it and put it onto your interactive whiteboard. You do exactly the same. You go to File, Import, you import the PDF from wherever it is. So if I just find one of the PDFs just very quickly on here. So if I go to, let me just find one of my files here.
Whilst you're finding that file, it's so useful for teachers, this, isn't it? Because they'll no doubt have loads of pre-existing materials they've used.
Yeah, absolutely.
They don't want to start from scratch again because
No,
they've got
absolutely
the
not.
they
So
can
I've just
it.
dragged and dropped this onto here, and you can do it other ways as well. You can sort of go through the system here. I'm going to import it as a single bit of paper, and there, look. So now I've got this PDF onto here, which means that I can write on it and draw on it and color it and do whatever it is that I want to do. I can add the things on that I want to do with it, and it just makes it so much easier. So say you're doing something with maths. So say I've got a sheet of different things here. So if I close that one there, so if I import import a PDF, hang on, let me just find this one here. Give me a second. Ooh, struggling a bit. Struggling to find one now. Let's do that one. Get on there. Right, I can import it as a double paper as well, a double page thing. So now I can kind of go through them. And it even gives you that lovely little animation there as a book. So then I'd be able to start writing, whatever I want on there so we can go through the answers together. It just makes it so much easier. And then I'd be able to put things like little 3D scenes onto it as well. I can embed the tools and the games, all that kind of stuff. I can insert the images and the icons. I can do all of that just at the drop of a hat. It's really powerful.
So essentially, what we've got here is a piece of software that you can use at different layers because we know, I mean, we know that some people absolutely love tech and want to go full on and explore it to the detail that it offers, and there'll be others who just want to use this to upgrade their PowerPoint. So, and that's exactly what this does. For those of you who you're not keen on taking more stuff on and learning all about the stuff that MozaBook offers, I would recommend doing it. But we know how time is limited. What you can do, just drag and drop, just upload your pre-existing PowerPoint into here. It's going to keep all your animations, it will keep all of your images, all of your learning objectives, all your success criteria, it'll keep all of that. But what you're going to do is you're going to up level that presentation. So as Glenn has shown, you might not want to use all the hundreds and hundreds of tools, right? You might just want to write on it or add a video onto it or add a 3D onto it. And that's all you might want to do. And you've just up leveled your PowerPoint to a whole new degree. And then maybe others of you who want to start adding quizzes and tools and stopwatches and doing getting all the equipment on there and go crazy with it. So it's a piece of software that's used at completely different levels. You can use it in its basic form, like Glenn began, and you can use it in its more comprehensive form, like we're seeing now. And look, like we're going to be running these webinars hopefully every half term, every term. There seems to be a real appetite for it because MozaBook and Mosaic is being newly introduced into the UK. Glenn, I'm very conscious of staff. They want to get home. We could talk about this all night. Is there anything else? Because I know Alex wants to just finish off with something. Is there anything else that you may have missed? Or
No, all it is that you can share the exercise books that you create. So you just file and save, and then it'll save into here. You can share those as well. So if I just quickly open that one off up again, what you can do is you can go to File, you can do Share, and you can either share it by email, you can share it with a group or a class, or you can upload it to Moza Web as well. And if you click on Synchronize, this is where you can then save it to a physical location. So say you have a shared area that you want to save it to. So I can go onto my staff shared here where we as teachers have access to all of these. Then I can literally just put them across onto here, and then it would copy it onto there. So that's how you can kind of share things. And you can share things at a school level, like an institution level, or you can just share them with everybody in the world who's got access to MozaBook as well.
that's really helpful. That's really helpful because when you're saving it, you want to you want to know where it is and access it, so you can save it. It's going to keep all your different exercise books. And when we say exercise books, basically what we know to be a PowerPoint presentation on the MozaBook software, your presentation. is what we mean by that as well. So I've just got a message from somebody actually, and it's worth addressing here about because it's so comprehensive and there's so much to know, and it might be a bit overwhelming for teachers using this for the first time, which I totally get. So someone's just messaged in saying, are there any online guides and any online kind of tools to help learn how to use the software more effectively? So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you something that you'll need to go to if you want to know this. So really easy. I'm on my area here. If you go into videos, you'll see all the videos that you can access. But what I want to do, I want to go down to tutorials right at the bottom here, and these are great, right? I've been using this. Obviously Glenn is way more advanced than I am on MozaBook, so I'm learning now as we go through it. So under tools, sorry, under videos, click on tutorials, and you'll have all of these videos that breaks down how to effectively use MozaBook. And you've got a number of video tutorials there that allows you to do that. So that's where you can access online guides, online tutorials for you to do it, and they're all visual, which is great because that's what you want to be seeing. You want to be listening to someone talking and actually watching them go through it. So I'll stop sharing that. Guys, if there are any messages, any questions you have, I can see some questions are coming in. That's brilliant. We are aware of time. We're going to try and finish in the next like 10 minutes or so, if not less. But thanks so much, Glenn. Glenn, you're so good. And you go through it so well. Um, can I ask Alex now just to finish off this webinar? He wants to show some stuff. What Alex is going to show you guys now is absolutely amazing. Am I right in saying it's totally new? You've just Mosaic have just launched this. Is that right, Alex?
Yeah, we've been working on it for a while, but we've
Okay,
actually
guys. This
launched it in a week or a month, I think, actually. Yeah. Okay, now it works. Yeah, we've been working on it a while, but we launched it officially like a month ago. So now it's there to use for anyone with a teacher license.
Yeah, I think most people who are on the call have got teacher licenses. So am I right in thinking you're going to show some AI?
Yeah, exactly.
So Mosaic have just launched this new whole AI software. So if you've got a Mosaic license, you will have also not access to MozaBook, and not just all the 3Ds and all the content, but you'll now have access to this AI software. So I think Alex is going to give a tutorial on it now, just a basic demo. But this is actually quite straightforward to use. So Alex, over to you, pal.
Okay, thank you, Luke. Let me just share my screen so that I can show it in. Sorry, I was looking at this side because I'm having two screens just as Glenn. That's what you have to do when you work in this. So if you just go to mozweb.com, you'll see this main page, and you have AI right here. That's the one way. And if you click on it, you can go to the I want to try AI-based task wizard. The other option is if you go here and click on create worksheets. But before that, I want to address two questions that I saw in the chat, which I already typed out the answers to, but I just want to say it for everyone to hear as well. So can you download the books for offline, or do you have to use the online version? On MozaBook for Windows that Glenn was showing, you can download everything offline. The 3Ds can be offline, the tools can be offline, the the PDF that you downloaded and added all the things to it, it can be completely offline for you. Then you can upload it to the cloud and also access it online if you want to from home, etc. For the homework function, it also exists. The only caveat is that you have to have student accounts. The students have to have accounts with emails. They don't need to have a license for it to just do the homework, but to open the 3Ds, to open the content, they will need to have student licenses. Okay, so now let's go to AI. I'll go to the task wizard, and just to incorporate the homework into it, I've actually created a group for so those who have an account. I'll go here and I'll pop a link, the connection link for you if you want. So that is a group connection link in the chat. And then you can try it, your homework, how it looks like later. So I go the other way through create worksheet, and here you'll have the task wizard that is available for teachers with teacher license. Here you can kind of select the source. So we have some curriculums for UK. We have A level and GCSE. So if you go to, let's keep history, if you go to GCSE, and then you can choose the part that talks about the life under the Normans, or the, specifically the church and monasticism, you can choose that. Or you can also kind of just go to a broad subject. Again, let's choose history. I'll just do prehistory. I choose kind of the grade level they want to be it to. So let's do grade 5. And you can always just type instructions. So keeping in mind, so that's the your AI stuff.
Hey, Alex,
Yeah.
just a quick one. Can you make grade 5 to say grade 3? Most schools will do prehistory early on in the school year. So
Okay, let's do that.
just to go through the grading system, just because this is UK based. So Mosaic are a global company. They use all around the world, but it's pretty much the same as what we have in the UK. So we have year 1, year 2, year 3. It's the same. So when you see grade 3, it's basically the same. So yeah, just to reassure you with that.
Yeah, thank you, Luke. So we keep it open because we are used in many different countries. But you can use the correct prompt, as always with AI, to help you. So I put a prompt here as an instruction. You can also choose a PDF. As Glenn said, I can use my computer. If I have a PDF, if I have my uh, already created a lesson plan, I can still upload it here. The videos will be also used. So the videos that we have, the AI can read them. If you have existing exercises, you can reuse them as well. Or if you have some worksheets and publications, you can use them also. So now I just choose the how difficult it is. So practical use, basic understanding, or deeper understanding. Let's just go here, 4 exercises, and the type of exercises that I have. So I don't want sort by, and I don't want pairing, uh, and I want text filling. So I just click on generate. It takes a little bit of time, and the good thing is that since it's so new, it's not limited at all. So now you can just play around with it as much as you want. It's only limited by our servers, but I think for now it will stay unlimited, so you can do it for everything that you have. You gotta wait a little bit, but afterwards you'll have your
I
questions.
I use this today with a few SLT members, and they absolutely love this. Yeah, they absolutely love this. Sorry, Alex, just thought I'd interject with that.
Yeah, that's good. So now you got your questions. You can obviously change them here. So I don't even want I don't know, this part, delete it, save it. Now it's only 3. You have to choose out of 3. You can also add your own exercises. You can add new exercises. You can also kind of, we talked about these quizzes and those things. You can actually choose something, and I'll go for uh, for lower grades. If we go to something very basic, so reading maps, I just choose something that I like, just as a show. I choose this one. edit. So those kind of exercises can also be edited together with text-based. And now I just save it, and I can share it directly to the group that we've created. So this is UK webinar. And once I save it, it's there. So now it's there, I can use it. Okay. And here you go, it's there, it's saved. I go to the group.
I've just got an email about it.
Yeah, so because Luke is part of the group. And now we have it here, so I can open it. I can kind of see how it looks like. From here, I can just start and send it as homework. That was one of the questions, and that's kind of the long way to go about it. So I chose this exercise I can send to students who are part of this group. And also, I have a collection, as Luke showed. You can add things to collections, and each group will have a collection. And from here, I can also open it as exercise, which what we will try to wrap things up. So now we have kind of two different ways to join. You can either go to join.mozabook.com. So I'll just actually copy
So,
paste it again.
Alex, do you guys have Kahoot?
We do not have Kahoot. This is something that we do similar. Yeah.
Okay, so basically, for those on the call, this is exactly the same as Kahoot. So Alex is you've just seen him. He's just made a random quiz. I say it's random, it's specific to Stone Age, but it's all AI generated. So it's taking off that workload from you. And children now, sorry to interrupt you, Alex, mid-flow, but
That's fine.
I just get so excited about it. They can get their iPads or whatever tablets they're using, and they can just scan the QR code, which I'm going to do now. And hopefully, those of you who are watching may have a little go at this. And there we go. I'm up and running, and I can access now this quiz. So I'm just going to join in as what it asks me to. So I've now joined the quiz. And so those children, they don't need logins. They can access, that's right, I'm right in saying that. Please correct me if I'm saying something wrong. They don't need logins. They can just access it. Is that right?
Yeah, for this ones, you don't need logins, exactly. So we have 3 people joining in now. If you don't have your phone, you can actually just go to join.mozaweb.com and put in this code. What it will do is that it will just kind of give you a random name, so you don't actually have to be logged in, but if you want, you can be logged in. So now that we have 3 people joining in, I can just start, so I can set up the timing, how many seconds, but I'll go manually. That's better, I think, for now. So now on my screen, I will see the same questions, and I don't even know what was the correct answer. So I'll just go something random, and you see that 2 people answered and 1 person didn't. So let's not wait. I can collect it. I can see the results. I can see the ranking. I can see the exercise itself, and I can do the check. So it'll give me the correct answer. I go next. And those are the AI created exercises that we have. This is the multiple choice, so you have to choose multiple correct answers. Again, I can see that if I click submit, instantly you see that I did it, and then another person did it as well. And we can kind of go through this if I don't want to wait to collect, check results. And even if we go further, I just wanted to show, I will skip some of them, that the last one, but the last one will kind of appear in a different way. So it's not a text exercise, but it is taken from the library that we have. And I think this is quite hard, but I'll try to do it. So you can actually do these interactive and more colorful exercises as part of your assessment. So it doesn't have to be about history. It doesn't have to be about reading. So if you are in key stage 1 or even below, it can just have pictures and that's it. Collect results, and we see the ranking if you want to of people who answered correctly or not correctly, and it also takes into account the time it takes to to answer. So this is the way that you do your classwork, we call it right now, and the same exercise can be also sent as homework to those who want to use it with students as well.
And then and schools can do, children can do that for homework as well. If you send them the link rather than the QR code, or send it to parents, children can access those quizzes at home, and the teacher will get live data on that. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. So if you send it as homework, then they'll receive an email. They open it, they do the test, and then you receive the. Then you will need to kind of actually evaluate it. So that's a little bit different for the
So
teachers.
if a teacher wanted the QR code on a letter to go home, because here, like, at the end of the day, teachers give children letters to send home. So on the letter, they could have the QR code. Right, this is your homework this week. Over the weekend, and the child can then scan a tablet on that QR code, do that for homework, and the teacher at home is getting live data when they log into MozaBook. Sorry, into Mosaic. Is that right?
Well, not exactly, but that's where we're going towards. So
Going towards. So cool. Sorry, I'm 2 steps ahead, but it's totally new. I think it's going to be, well, I don't think I know it's going to be absolutely amazing. And again, it's another feature on the Mosaic ecosystem. Um, I'm very aware, guys. We are going to run another tutorial, so we're going to be running these. I'd like as often as we can, but I know Glenn and Alex are equally as busy. But if we try and do these once every half term, or try once every term at least, we can look at different features of Mosaic. But I think we'll be focusing most of them on the MozaBook stuff, and going into different avenues of that. If you don't have Mosaic in your school and you really want to try this out, and you think this looks amazing, I've left my calendar link in the chat. I'll put it down there again. Please book a meeting in with me. Only 20 minutes of your time, maybe a bit longer if you want to know a bit more stuff. I'll meet with you, and because you're coming through Inspire Education, which is who I work for, you can get real cheap licenses, much cheaper than what you can purchase off the Mosaic Education website. And Alex, apologies for saying that, but facts are facts, aren't they? So
yeah,
you can get them much cheaper through myself, and that all includes free training. You'll have access then to these webinars that you can come on as well, and you'll get all the necessary details. And we work within budgets as well. We know budgets are really tight. So I know Lucy's meeting with me. Hope you don't mind me saying that, Lucy. She's booked a meeting in with me, where we'll discuss, what she's looking for, whether she wants teacher licenses, child licenses, and we'll work within her budget with that. So if you do want to meet, just book on, and just keep your eyes out for the next webinar. Guys, on top of your heads, what month are we thinking for the next one? New Year? Should we try New Year? Glenn, Alex?
Yeah, that sounds fine with me.
Yeah.
and New Year
Okay.
is more realistic than
Yeah, we won't.
December is it's
Let's not do December. Next webinar, December the 25th. How about that?
You might be on your own there, Luke.
All right. Well, we'll try for New Year, and then keep your eyes out. You'll see it. We'll give you plenty of reminders, plenty of emails will be sent out about the webinar, and you just book on as you've done today. Please share all this stuff as well with colleagues who've missed. This has been recorded. So in the next couple of days, we'll get this recording sent out to you. So if you want to watch it again or send it on to somebody else, you can do that, and you'll have the link to the YouTube video. So I can't see any questions on the chat. It's 5 to 5. People are getting tired. They want their teas. They want to see their families. So unless, Alex, I've missed something, or Glenn, shall we bid everyone farewell?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
likewise.
Okay, guys, have a lovely evening. Enjoy the rest of this half term, and yeah, hopefully see you in the new year.